Hey everyone, welcome to Home with Kelly P. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 Christmas DIY projects, all centered around a Christmas tree theme. I am obsessed with a hunter green this year and all the little Christmas trees that you see in the stores. So that is why I decided to use this theme for these DIY projects. Now, most of the items that I used in these projects I either purchased from the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, Michael's, but from Michael's only when they are they're buy one get one free sale or a 40% off coupon. I find Michael's can be a little expensive, so I typically only buy items when they're on sale there. But if you are new here, welcome, welcome. I am so happy to have you here. My name is Kelly, and I am so thankful that you stopped by to spend some of your time with me. Please be sure to check out some of my other videos, go browse my channel, and I hope that you like what you see and you'll think about subscribing by hitting that little red button below and joining my growing YouTube family here. I would love, love, love to have you join me. I so enjoy sharing my love for home decor, DIYs, and organization with everybody. So I would love it if you would think about subscribing. Even more so, I would love if you would come over to Instagram, come say hi to me over there. I'll leave my channel link there. And I typically share a little bit more than just home decor and DIY projects. So please be sure to come over and say hi. So now, without any more chit-chat, let's get into the first Christmas tree themed DIY project. For my first Christmas tree themed DIY, I am using a white frame I picked up from the dollar store, some picks that will make it look like a Christmas tree, my hot glue gun, and some white paper. The first thing I needed to do was to take apart the frame. So I took out all the innards, but then I realized that there was no cardboard backing in this frame. So I took an old frame I was not using in my house, and I took that piece of cardboard to use here. Then I'm going to take and trace around the glass to get the template and get the paper to fit in exactly back into the frame. Then I cut it out and I placed everything back in the frame except for the glass. And the glass I'm going to save for another project. Now I'm ready to start assembling my Christmas tree picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these picks that I got at Michael's on a buy one get one free, and they were $2.99 a pick, which seems kind of expensive for these, but they are very, very pretty. But for $1.50 each, I figured that was a good price. So the first thing I did was just take them apart and start placing them on my paper inside the frame to just kind of form the base of the Christmas tree. Then I took more of the picks and just placed them on top until I got the shape that I wanted for the tree. Once I had everything laid out on the paper inside the frame to the way I liked it, I just went back through and hot glued everything down onto the paper. I really loved these picks. They gave that kind of snowy Christmas tree feel, and it was so pretty. Now, once the tree was finished, I felt it needed something else, so I took this little white snowflake I had from another project, and then I made a base from some of the wires that I had cut off the tree earlier. And here's the finished product. I adore this. I think it turned out so cute, and as you can see, I added a few little gold leaves that I had from another pick just to give it that little extra sparkle. And I think this picture gives me that modern farmhouse feel. And here are the materials I used for the second Christmas tree themed DIY project. I picked up this foam cone shape from Michael's, again when it was on sale, and this is about 12 inches high. Then I'm going to use some gold beads that I have had in my stash for years. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this paper to cover the foam. I'm going to try and maybe spray paint it gold first to see if that will cover it up. And my hot glue gun, of course, to put the beads on. So the first thing I wanted to try was just using my gold spray paint that I already had on hand and going to give this foam some spray paint. And actually, this turned out better than I thought. It gave it such a cool look. I was almost tempted to leave it the way it was. But now I'm just going to start hot gluing the beads around this tree, and that's as hard as this project got. It was very, very simple. But what I discovered after gluing a few rounds of the beads on, I would go around and then glue it every so often, that once I got up to a certain height, I stood the tree up and you could just kind of spin the tree with the beads on it and just glue it every so often, and it stayed on just fine. So as I got near the top, of course, I ran out of gold beads. So I ran back to the dollar store to see if they had any more. And the strand I ended up getting was, of course, not the same color. So my only option was to try and spray paint it gold. Okay, guys, wait till you see how it turned out after spray painting it. Look at that. You can't even tell that there's a different color on there. I am so happy. It looks so good. It looks like it's all one color now. Very happy. And here's a look at the finished product next to my feather tree, which is the plan to put them together. You can't even tell that there's a different color bead at the top. But I am loving this, and it's giving me a little bit of glam to go with my modern farmhouse feel. So for the third and final Christmas tree DIY project, I used 2 Dollar Tree Christmas trees. I'm going to use some zip ties. I'm going to use some white spray paint and some glitter spray paint. I decided to use some lamb's ear, but any picks will do. And then any kind of container that you want to put the tree in. I happen to have this on hand, so I thought that might look pretty. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is just take the trees out of their boxes, and you can discard the little stand that they come with because we're not going to use it for this project. Then once the trees were out, I just took all the branches and put them to one side on each tree, laid them next to each other so that the centerpiece was together, and then I took zip ties and put the zip ties around the middle portion to make the one tree. Now I'm going to take my tree and place it in my vase, and you can see I added some floral foam so that the tree would stand up. It was still a little bit wobbly, so I did end up putting some Spanish moss around the base. Now, like you do with your regular Christmas tree, you're just going to fluff it all up. And here you go, here's the tree fluffed. Now I'm going to take some white spray paint and I'm going to flock my tree. And I'm going to add some glitter with this glitter spray paint as well. So all I did was I took the tree into my storage room and I just gave it a light dusting of white spray paint and glitter. And here it is, and it actually does look like flocking. It's amazing what a little bit of spray paint will do to, anything. And I was so happy with the way the paint looked on the tree. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lamb's ear picks. I am obsessed with lamb's ear this year. So I decided to use this, and this is what I'm going to use to embellish the tree, mostly in most of the bare spots. And it just adds that extra texture and that extra little something to these little dollar store trees. I love the way this was looking. It was really giving, again, that modern farmhouse feel, and it was amazing how just these little things like the white spray paint and the lamb's ear was just giving this new life to these little trees. And of course, I had to put on a little gold. It's actually a poinsettia, but it made it look like a star. And here is the finished tree. It is so pretty. The camera isn't doing it justice. It really is so sweet and so pretty. And I'm loving the little white vase that I used to put this tree in. I'm seeing that all over my local stores at HomeSense and Marshall's here. I'm seeing all these little trees in these little pretty little white containers, so I'm really happy with it. I just ended up taking off the gold feet that I originally had on it, and I love the way this looks now. But here's a look at all three of the finished products. I am so pleased with them. I cannot wait to hang my picture and put out all my trees. I know exactly where I want them to go, and I can't wait to start decorating for Christmas with these things. I hope this video gave you some inspiration to take a look at some of your old ornaments or your old items and give them some new life. And don't be afraid to experiment with them and see what you can come up with. But I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today, guys, and letting me share my DIY projects with you. I so enjoy doing these, and I get great pleasure from making these and being able to share with you. It's what I love to do. And I hope that you will think about subscribing, and don't forget to ring that little gray bell beside the subscribe button so that you are notified each time I upload a new video. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate if you would give it a like, and feel free to comment below what was your favorite DIY project. And until next time, guys, I hope that you are safe and healthy and your families are safe and healthy. And until I talk to you in my next video, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.